Thanks for joining us back on In Montreal. It is Mark Bergman. Not too long ago, we brought you the story of a couple of girls who spent Hanukkah in Kiev. My next guest spent Passover in Russia. We're talking to Leibel Fine, and he joins us on In Montreal. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
First question, there are so many places to spend Passover. First and foremost, at home with family. Why Passover in Russia?
Well, there is actually a big Jewish community where I was. I was in a city called Ulyanovsk, and there's 2,500 Jews in the city, and they don't know much about Judaism, about Passover, and they needed someone to come and help them, to show them what to do. So me, as a rabbinical student, and a couple of friends, we went to a couple of different cities in Russia, and we made for them a Passover Seder. So it was actually the way I was brought up. Brought up with the teachings of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, which he cared about every single Jew, no matter where they are and where they're holding. So, you know, they needed some help. We're ready to help.
You went. You said a couple of friends. You went with 100 boys. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's a lot of friends.
Yeah, that's to Russia alone. That's without the other former Soviet republics. We went to 50 different cities across Russia. That's also besides the cities that already have Chabad rabbis.
Right.
And yes, we went go in pairs. I went with my brother Yosef, and we made a Passover Seder for them. So yeah, it's a great experience.
Unbelievable. Now there is a significance to Russia and Chabad. There's a big link there.
Yes. Actually, Chabad, we're called Chabad Lubavitch. Lubavitch comes from a city called Lubavitch next to Belarus. That's where the Chabad movement was for a certain part, for a certain time in Russia. So actually, we went down there just before we went down to the city. We went from Moscow to Lubavitch. It's an 8-hour bus ride. Sure. And just to see, there are no Jews left there anymore. It's this little town with still the wooden houses and the hay roofs.
Amazing. Yeah. Now you mentioned something earlier. You were saying that that they don't know much about some of the customs and what's going on. This is because of the communist regime.
Right.
Now, was it hard for them to, or was it hard for you to experience this Seder with people who don't know much about what's going on, different than what you would find at home? And how did you adapt to that?
Actually, it was very nice because I was actually able to teach. I'm not a rabbi yet. I'm a rabbinical student, and it was a great experience. To able to give over what we learned for so many years, and not just do it ourselves, but able to give it over to the community. So yes, it's just to give it over. It's good. Were
there different customs during the Passover Seder that you may have noticed that were different from what we're used to?
Actually, there was one person, a local person that's a Bukhari Jew. He's from Samarkand. And over there they were connected a little more to Judaism over the years, and he had some songs that he sang from what he remembered at home, which were some Sephardic style songs for the Seder. So it was a little interesting. You're in Russia and they're singing Sephardic songs.
That's funny. This isn't the first time you were there. You were telling me that this is the 7th year that you've been to Russia.
This was the 5th time I went for Pesach, and I've been there twice also for the summer. I made 3 different summer camps in different places in Russia. And it's beautiful. You actually see, Jews everywhere. It's contrary to popular belief. Everybody thinks that, Russia, all the Jews left.
Sure, that's what I was thinking. You said you spent Passover in Russia. So I'm like, who did you spend Passover with? But there's a community there.
Yes, there's a lot of Jews left there. I mean, and slowly they're opening up yeshivas and day schools. There's a lot of day schools all across Russia. There's yeshivas in Moscow. Moscow's a humongous Jewish community, a humongous Jewish community center.
So it's growing? The community's growing?
It's growing, yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. What was the community like now? I would assume that the community is a bit older now. And are new people coming in?
There are definitely older people there. There are a lot of older people there, but there are also a couple of, there are quite a few young people. When we came to our city, so we were there before Shabbos, so Friday nights, they make every week, they make for the young adults, for the students, they make a Friday night gathering, and they did whatever they could at the L'Chadodi, and then they went on to make Kiddush and have a meal. And they do this every Friday night. When we came there, we added a little bit, but this is something that they do every Friday night.
That's amazing.
It's beautiful to see.
How old were the guys that you went with, the 100 boys?
They all between 18 and 22, 23.
Okay. Why is it important for this trip to exist and for these guys to go to Russia and experience what they did?
Well, first of all, for the community, it's very important that they have some connection to you know, to the outside from, you know, the Jewish community in America. But also for the boys, as I said earlier, we are rabbinical students. We're not rabbis yet, so it's something. It's, you know, it gives you a hands-on experience. It's something, you know, if you learn in yeshiva and you learn how to do this, you learn how to do that. But when you actually come there and you have to do it and you have to run the seder and you have to explain them the story of going out of Egypt, it's, you know, it's different, and it gives you the experience that you're going to need further down when you become a rabbi.
That's amazing. I want to ask you, Leibel, is there one particular story that will stick in your head from this past trip, or let's say from a previous trip in Pesach?
Actually, when we came to our city, so we told the head of the community, we told him that you know, we have to make a big deal. Everybody has to know that we came to the city. So he says, okay, so what do you want to do? So he said, we have to get into local media. He said, the local media? What? He said, just call them up, tell them that there are two rabbis from Canada, and you know, they're here. So he said, okay. Anyway, he called up, and sure enough, there are two local TV stations and 3 local newspapers came to interview us. I gave a press conference and questions.
And you had no idea what they were saying.
Well, right, through a translator, right, and it was very nice. And then the first night of Pesach, so it was on TV that we were there, and that there was a seder going on right now in the library. We rented the hall, and the next day, we weren't in the community center, and someone told us later that this rich guy came by, and he was a businessman, you know, a big guy in the community, and he came by and he wanted to buy matzah. So they told him, you know, they didn't have any matzah there because it was where we were making the seder. So they said, you know, we don't have anything right here, but come tonight to the seder. In the beginning, they didn't want to, and then in the end, he came and enjoyed himself a lot because, you know, the publicity that we decided that we had to make on the local news was very nice.
That's amazing. We're just about to wrap up. I just want to make mention of the organization that helped organize this, and they've got a website as well. Just talk to us just briefly about the organization and the website.
It's the Federation of Jewish Communities in Russia, in the former Soviet Union. Their website is www.fjc.ru. And they take care of these communities all year round. For Pesach, they bring down some boys to help them out, but all year, every Shabbos, they give them, you know, money to make a Shabbos meal and all that kind of things, and they help the whole year. So.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us in Montreal. We're back with Lisa Rubin when In Montreal returns after these.